When you defeat a powerful Tauren boss or mini-boss in No Rest for the Wicked, you get Plague Ichor, which the Watcher at Rook's Keep purifies for you. You then drink this Plague Ichor to progress your character. Yeah, it turns out Witchers drink potions and Serum drink blood. Kind of the same thing, except a bit more disgusting, especially since those things came out of a Tauren. However, the unlocks you're going to get from this are absolutely worth drinking a vial of disgusting, putrid, but supposedly purified and definitely not safe to drink blood. Inventory space, yep, that's right, you can store more of the things that you can't currently fit because your pockets are all full. And also, in some cases, the ability to equip more items, which is really powerful. Before I do though, a quick reminder that No Rest for the Wicked is in early access, and as part of the ongoing development, things are going to change. So get subscribed, that way you can keep up to date with everything going on, and hey, leave a like while you're down there if you find this helpful. This is where you use Plague Blood after it's been purified to increase your inventory capacity. So there's things like gear inventory that'll let you pick up more items. Item inventory, this is for your consumables and recipes. Now next up, the one that's grayed out for me because I've already maxed it out, is of course for materials. Yeah, who would have thought that materials are something you want to max out? Miscellaneous, you can go down here for an additional main hand slot, an additional offhand slot, an additional jewelry slot, which as you can see is also maxed out. That's very, very important, that I'm going to get to in just a second, and an additional tool slot. So out of all of these, what should you prioritize and why? Well, spoiler alert, it's the two that I've already maxed out. I would very strongly recommend that you start by getting maybe one set of inventory stuff for your materials, as you do get a lot of them, and it's really, really limited to start with. But then you'll want to max out the jewelry, especially as you get towards the latter parts of the story, because oh my god, the bonuses you get are insane. So let me just grab something here. You know what? I'll grab a main hand slot. Then I'm going to come into my inventory and show you exactly why. So here I have my inventory. And I've got a new main hand slot unlocked where, I don't know, I can stick this here. Cool. Now I have an extra sword that I can use. If I look at my inventory on the left here, I've got a good number of gear slots unlocked. Got a good number of equipment slots and all the material stuff. But here's the really important part, and this is what you should max out as soon as possible, because you get to equip 3 rings. Now, the first benefit of this, if I come over to stats, I have around 100 to 120 of every resistance. You get about 40 resistance to each element per ring. You can get all resist on gear, but it's a pretty rare stat. So equipping these rings makes it really, really easy to go through and get the most bang for your buck when it comes to resisting enemy damage. But that's not the only thing. Rings have a lot of really powerful stuff, like this agility ring. Attack stamina cost decreased by 15%. That's going to make my attacks way more efficient. Attack speed increase, move speed increase, and sprint stamina cost decrease, so I can sprint in combat more effectively. Overall, a really powerful ring. And at the start of the game, you can only equip one of these. But now I've also got the Stone Tusk ring that increases my armor by 22%, and a Willow Cap ring that increases overall speed, which as you can see, boosts the wearer's overall speed, enhancing both movement and attack velocity. So I'm 12% faster relative to what I was before and able to fight enemies more efficiently. This is why you should max this as soon as possible, and pretty much stick the first 3 rings you find on unless there's some sort of cursed item that causes you horrible crippling effects, which admittedly sometimes does happen. There's a ring, for example, that does deal increased damage, take increased damage. Not a fan of that one. I'm sure if you're good enough with your parries and dodges, you can use it. It's simply not for me. But maxing this out as soon as possible is the best way to get the most character power, which you can then use to fight more Plagued and farm more stuff. Also, fun fact, let's say that you've already done all this and you've killed a Tauren, but you need to know how to get more Ichor. This next part is a little cheesy. It's not really intended, so it may get patched out in the future. If it does, let me know down below. This is how you can farm infinite Plague Ichor. Right now, I've got 2 in my inventory. And I've been AFKing by the Serum Whisper for about 10 minutes. The important thing about that is if I exit to menu here, your realm autosaves roughly every 10 minutes. You can see that by going here and just selecting save states. So the 0057, that's the last autosave, which means if I do anything, I can continue from that point. So that's really important because it allows you to farm bosses over and over again. Each time you kill the boss, you get a Plague Ichor. So, first things first, gonna swap to what I want here, the vial, and enter the boss fight room. As you can see, boss cutscene, haven't defeated it before on this realm. You only get this the first time you fight the boss.
Some of them begged. Some of them prayed. When we took their eyes and cut their throats. But there are no gods to answer. Not even yours.
Alright. Gonna just toss my sword at him. Dodge here. Oh, I'm too close. It's okay, though. Let's get back here. Bonk him a bit. And finish him off. Cool. Boss down. Plague Ichor. So I now went from 2 to 3 Plague Ichors. I'm going to immediately exit your main menu. This is where that save state comes in. In realms, I open it up, 0057. Load back into the realm. After I do, you'll notice 2 interesting things. First up, I'm in a random spot, because the save system doesn't necessarily get you exactly where you want. I've noticed that sometimes it's pretty good, and sometimes I'm a little impatient. I don't quite AFK by the Serum Whisper enough, but we're not too far away, so let me just run back there. One thing along the way that I can show you, I do still have the 3 Plague Ichor. So as long as that boss cutscene plays, then the boss is alive, we can kill him again, and we can keep farming. I do very much recommend, if you're going to be farming the boss like 10 times, that you AFK by the Serum Whisper for long enough to double check that you did actually get the save point directly on the Serum Whisper. I'm really bad at that, actually. I've messed it up almost every time. Because I get impatient, I'm like, you know what, that looks like 10 minutes. I think I was close enough. I also feel like the autosave is a little teeny bit imprecise sometimes. But it's fine, because here we go. Activate that for fast travel. Walk up here. Will we get the cutscene, or is it an empty room? There you go. The boss is alive. I can kill him again. I can farm infinite Plague Ichor. So that's how to farm and allocate your Plague Ichor. Hopefully this helps you to max out everything in your inventory. Now, if you're looking for more No Rest for the Wicked content, maybe check out the recent guide that I made on how to enhance your items. Or, go with whatever YouTube recommends, which is probably on screen right now or will be very soon. Kind of curious, how do you feel about the Plague Ichor farming? Is it totally fine, or does it ruin the spirit of the game? Personally, I wouldn't do it until I've beaten all the story content that's available, but after that, when I'm just farming Crucible, hell yeah, totally fine with it. That's just my answer, though. I'm curious about yours, leave them down below. But now, before I go, I'd like to take a minute to thank my patrons and channel members for the continued support. For as low as $1 a month, you can help make sure videos like this remain possible. Link to support is down below. With that said, I hope you found this video helpful. Congratulations if you didn't know that you could unlock the extra ring slots. Enjoy the extra stats, it should make elemental damage way easier to manage. And I'm sorry if I now just ate your next 2 hours in farming Ichors. But hey, the inventory space is well worth it. So with that, I'm glad you learned something. Remember to leave a like if you liked it, share with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.